Neil Jordan discusses his struggles to become a filmmaker in Movie Talk tonight at 11:35. But now Ethan has an accusation against Maya, while Chris has a suggestion for Xavier as their loyalties are tested in Shortland Street.
Our findings clear Nessas Bio of all responsibility regarding Timothy Carson's HIV status.
You lot get to wash your hands of it, and I'm left with a son whose life is ruined.
Mum's HIV test came back clear. So why has she been feeling so unwell since her surgery?
The analysis of the biopsy shows that the tumour is a solid osteosarcoma.
Cancer.
It's highly likely that it came from the bone graft.
Tense, babe.
Fine.
No, your shoulders are so tight.
How's that?
Much better.
Management requests that all mobile phones, pages and personal alarms be switched off prior to the...
What can I do for you?
You're kidding me.
I need you to come into work.
Now?
Yes.
What for?
A meeting.
Can't I wait till tomorrow?
No, it cannot. Get in here.
I'll be there soon. I have to go to work, but feel free to keep the party going.
Show's over. No point if there's no audience.
Do what you like.
Scrabble anyway.
I'll be back as soon as I can.
The police haven't done anything. I haven't heard from you and I'm really starting to... Can you just call me, please? Hey. Hey. Have you heard anything about the break-in, you know, at the pharmacy?
No.
I thought you might have had access to inside info.
What?
From your police mates?
Ah, not a sausage. Doesn't look good though. If they haven't arrested anyone already, the stuff's probably been cooked, sold and consumed.
Already?
Pea cooks don't muck around, especially not with a gang boss cracking the whip.
Have you seen Mum? No, I guess she's still with TK. Still, is that normal? How long does it take to get the results of a biopsy?
Biopsy?
Yes, she's having a lump checked out. That's all. It's a biopsy, not a death sentence.
Okay.
Libby, calm down. Okay, she'll be fine. Let's go find her and see what's going on.
Yvonne Jeffries has a solid osteosarcoma.
Really?
From the DBM you put in her neck, the Nessas certified DBM.
How's she coping?
Oh, about how you'd expect after being diagnosed with cancer.
Of course.
I've contacted Nessas. They're sending over a sample from the same batch of DBM that was used on Yvonne.
You'll test it, of course.
If it shows up cancerous cells, that, plus the Carson case, should be enough to shut them down. Bunch of cowboys.
The DHB is launching a full inquiry. They're contacting hospitals and recommending the immediate suspension of Nessas supplies until further notice.
Is there anything I can do?
You could start by apologising to Yvonne.
I have surgery to prep for.
Yeah. This is just brilliant. The CEO of Shortland Street is a shareholder in a company that infects patients with cancer.
It's a lot to take in, I know. Dr. Ferry will be your oncologist. We're setting up an appointment ASAP.
How does infected DBM make it through the system and not get picked up?
Chris is going to contact Nessas and check the batch. I imagine the DHB will get involved and want an inquiry.
I should hope so. What if this happened to someone else? Yes, but right now it's happening to Mum.
It's just the graft though, isn't it? That's cancerous. I could just have that bit taken out and I'll be all right.
I'm afraid the bones have already fused with the graft. It's not possible to just cut it out and replace it.
Do you mean that the cancer has spread too?
It's unlikely. But that's something Dr. Ferry will be able to tell you.
Unlikely? That's not much use. Unlikely doesn't mean no, does it? Unlikely doesn't tell us how bad it is, does it? Libby, you're not helping. The whole gang's here. It's not a good sign, is it? What's wrong?
Who's next?
Betty Crawford. She's probably quite sweet when she's not drooling.
Excretions already? Ah, joy.
When your son gets back from the men's, I'll let him know that you went through.
Ta. Mrs. Crawford.
Oh, hello, dear. Just checking my eyelids for holes. Joke.
Right, will you come with me and we'll see what's wrong with you?
Oh, there's nothing wrong with me. This eye was removed years ago.
Why did you want to see the doctor then?
I didn't. Why don't you ask Daniel? I'm sure he'll be back soon. Then we can get on.
Okay.
If I can find my keys. Let me see if they fell out while I was snoozing.
Any luck?
No, dear. But my knees aren't what they used to be. Would you mind checking on the floor for me?
Of course not.
Found them. Right where I left them. That's the joy of having senior moments, as Nolan calls them. You get little surprises all day long. Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Saviour, a word. Spoke to Sarah earlier. She was very grateful for your help in ED.
I was happy to be of assistance.
Just so you know, you're not obliged to help out other departments while you're here.
I didn't feel obliged, and I'd be happy to work in ED again.
Wouldn't you rather focus on your work in this department?
There's a lot to be learned from trauma medicine.
Of course, but I'd hate to see your surgical studies compromised because your energy was being spent elsewhere.
I'm confident that I can manage the work requirements of ED without it affecting my performance in the surgical unit.
Right. Starter for 10, correcting deformational plagiocephaly or head sculpting. What are the risks with this surgery?
Tissue trauma?
Nerve trauma, herniating cerebral matter and hemorrhage.
Too easy. What is the bony medial interorbital distance required when inserting screws?
The range is normally between 7.7 and 13.2 millimeters.
Very good. Apart from the pointed forehead, what are the diagnostic signs of metopic synostosis?
Typically, it's characterized by hypotelorism with egg-shaped orbits encephalography, frontal-orbital axis parallel or even converged superiorly.
Right. Have a quick scan of these and then we'll discuss.
It's really not that difficult. I want you to buy DBM from Caldwell, then relabel it as batch UT417 from Nessas Bio.
You want me to change the labels? Are you kidding?
I'm perfectly serious. Then send that to Chris Warner instead. Are we clear?
I understand what you want, but I don't understand why.
You don't need to know why. You just need to do it.
But it doesn't make any sense.
Do you really want to lose your job over this?
No.
Then we're clear. Goodbye. Yvonne, I heard what happened. It's so unexpected and so tragic. I'm very sorry.
I just hope that no one else has to go through this.
Well, don't you worry about anyone else right now. You have to focus on you.
Thank you. I just want you to know that I don't hold you responsible. You just put the graft in. You weren't to know that it was infected.
You take care of yourself. Can I help you with something, Maya?
I take my blood pressure pills every morning. 7 o'clock on the dot.
Lovely. That's why you seem to be fighting fit, Betty.
Oh, which is more than can be said for you. What happened to your arm?
Oh, I just sprained it.
I did that deadheading some roses once. You know how those rambling roses can get out of
I
hand?
certainly do, but I am glad to report that there is nothing to stop you getting back in your garden. Can you just excuse me for a second, Betty? Hey, any sign of the sun yet?
No, I think he headed for the hills a long time ago.
Meaning?
I think the Christmas granny dumping has begun.
What, 2 weeks out? Surely not.
I hope I'm wrong, but either way, there's no way you want a perfectly healthy pensioner taking up a bed, is there?
Well, maybe we should try and track down some other rallies then.
And by we, you mean
you. Thank you.
What's the matter?
It's Mum.
What about her?
She's got cancer.
Cancer?
This isn't something to do with the HIV thing, is it?
No, Gerald. She's got cancer. Bone cancer from the surgery she had.
I don't understand that. She got cancer from surgery.
They put this graft in her neck and the graft was infected and now it's fused with her own bones. And they can't just take it out, and the cancer might have spread, and they don't know how long she's gonna...
It's gonna be okay.
No, Kieran, it's not okay. Do you know where that graft came from? Nessas. I told you to buy shares in that company, and look what they did. You have to get out of Nessas, sell the shares, dump them, just get rid of them. You can't have anything more to do with them, Kieran, I mean it.
Yeah, of course. Having made the incision from ear to ear, I've peeled back the scalp to reveal the skull. This is where it gets interesting. Xavier, step in. He's going to cut the 2 circular pieces of bone out, nice and slow. Okay, he's nicked the cranial nerve. It's one of the risks with the surgery. Just follow the remedial action outlined in your study material. Is there a problem?
I'm not well enough prepared.
Right. Step down then. Dina, are you well enough prepared?
Absolutely.
Well then, this is your lucky day. Please repair the nerve damage and continue with the surgery.
Yes?
You're responsible for my mother getting cancer, and all you can say to her is, I'm sorry, take care of yourself.
You're upset.
All of the other surgeons use Caldwell products. Why didn't you?
Nessas Bio products are of equal, if not high quality.
Oh, that's rubbish. You don't care about quality. You care about who pays you off. What did they give you? Overseas trips, corporate desk toys?
Come on, Maya, this is nothing.
My mother has cancer because the Nessas credit card bought you some fancy dinners. Well, I hope you choke on them.
I know we've had our differences, but I will not have you attacking my professional integrity like this.
Integrity? You don't know the meaning of the word. You are a deceptive, manipulative snake, and I wish you'd never been let anywhere near my mother. You make me sick!
Maya, what is going on?
I'm sorry.
What was all that about?
She's upset. News about Yvonne.
It seemed a lot more than that, Ethan.
There's a work issue I was trying to resolve. I guess I should have picked a better time.
An issue? What, another complaint?
This was left on my desk anonymously. I can only assume another nurse found it and thought something was up. I was going to deal with it myself, but...
You know, I'll take it from here.
It's not just that Alice is my girlfriend. I think anyone would agree this constitutes sexual harassment.
I heard about Yvonne. I'm very sorry.
Thanks.
Difficult being a nurse. You know exactly how bad things could get. Makes you wish for the blissful ignorance of the layperson. Not that things are going to get bad. I'm sure she'll be fine. We're all wishing her all the best. I caught some of the news earlier. The police have raided the gang behind the pharmacy theft. The Whitetails. No surprise. Several of them have been arrested. There was an anonymous tip-off.
That's great. Did you hear that, Trace? The cops arrested some Whitehouse.
That is good. Now, if only all scumbags wore gang colours, we could pick them out more easily.
Eh?
I've got a dumped granny. Her son cared just enough to leave her with a hot water bottle. Sicko.
Speaking of sickos, did you happen to catch who was arrested? Any names?
One of the leaders, I think.
Kane Harvey?
I hope so, for your sake. The only thing better than a restraining order is a jail cell.
That's not ringing any bells, but it did start with a K. Kingsley?
Kingi Tiwake.
That's it. Excuse me.
Kane is not going to be a happy chappy.
No.
Oh, if he is still on the loose, you'd probably be best to be extra careful for the next little while. Come round to Kip's any time, okay?
Thank you.
Look, I've got a whole sleeve done. Good for you.
Hey, how did you get on?
All the Crawfords are incommunicado. Better yet, their answering message says, have a great Christmas, we're all away for the holidays.
So you were right.
And Central say that she was dumped there last year.
Warms the cockles of your heart at Christmas time, doesn't it?
So I'll call her a cab and send her home?
Will she be all right on her own, though?
She's a bit dotty, but physically she's fine.
Well, maybe we should contact the social worker.
There's no chance till tomorrow now.
Well, that's fine. We'll just admit her overnight.
Really?
Yeah, what else are we going to do?
Hello, Dr. Frankenstein.
What do you want a bit?
You and Nessas Bio, ripping diseased body parts out of dead bodies and stitching them into unsuspecting patients.
In here if you want to make a scene. What's your problem?
Yvonne Jeffries got cancer from a Nessas Bio product.
That matter is under control. I will find the person responsible.
Find someone else to blame, you mean?
I'm taking every measure to ensure...
Save it, Ethan. I'm not interested in your lies. I want nothing more to do with you.
There's no need to
I'm selling Ivy Central and my shares in Nessas Bio. To you, and you will buy them.
Or else?
Or else I go to the police and tell them all about your sick little sausage factory.
Then get yourself charged with money laundering while you're at it.
If I have to.
You wouldn't. You've got too much to lose.
I can always start another business, Ethan. But I sense being involved with you for even one more day would corrode my soul beyond repair.
But melodramatic, don't you think?
I've had Libby in my arms crying all night because her mother got cancer from a Nessas Bio product. Now, I don't expect a heartless bastard like you to give a damn about that. But I do. I'll bring the paperwork in tomorrow, so practice your signature. Ethan, I mean it. So play nice, because if you don't, we both go down. And you have a lot further to fall than me.
Thanks for coming in, Maya. I know this is a difficult time for you.
It was a total bolt from the blue, but I've been thinking about how we could deal with it, and I was wondering how you felt about a job share scenario. Mum will want to work for as long as
Maya, that's not what I brought you in for. I'm sorry to bring this up now, but this meeting is about your professional conduct.
What about it?
There has been another incident.
What do you mean?
This was brought to my attention.
How did you get this?
Maya, the language is completely inappropriate for the workplace, but worse, you have sexually objectified a patient in your care. That is totally out of order.
Who did you get this from?
A nurse saw it on a staff computer and was concerned enough to give it to a doctor.
A doctor? Ethan Pierce, by any chance?
I could see you still have a problem with him, judging by what I saw last night.
He has a problem with me, and he will do anything he can to undermine me. This is just another example.
How so?
I bet there was no nurse. He will do anything he can to get at me.
Are you saying you didn't write this?
This has been taken completely out of context.
Maya, under what context is sexual harassment appropriate?
We were just being silly. You can't seriously think that I would sexually harass anyone.
Look, I'm sorry, but I cannot ignore this. I have no choice but to issue you with a second warning. Now, if there is any further instances of misconduct, I have no choice but to suspend you immediately.
It's not like you to be unprepared.
I apologize.
The difference between a good surgeon and a great one is the ability to cope with those kind of complications, to be prepared for the unexpected.
Yes.
You may want to reconsider taking shifts in ED. Leave yourself free to focus on your study.
If I choose my shifts more carefully, they won't compromise my surgical work.
Frankly, I'm a little surprised you're interested in ED at all. Don't you deal with that all the time in Zimbabwe? I'd have thought as a recipient of a scholarship you'd be a bit more committed to your surgical training.
I'm very committed to making the most of my time here.
I hope so. You have real potential. I'd hate to see you waste it playing locum in ED.
Then I won't take on any more shifts.
Has it really been a week since I've nibbled on this air? It seems like longer.
Hello, you. Manners, you two. Not in public.
Betty, this is Kip Denton. He is one of the doctors here. Kip, this is Betty, my new assistant.
Oh, did I miss the memo about new staff hiring policies or something?
Betty has been helping us out while she waits for a social worker. Her whole family had to go away on holiday, so she was left with a bit of an accommodation problem.
Right. Well, welcome aboard. We'll have to call you Nurse Betty.
Oh, I'd like that. You lot are so much nicer than the doctors and nurses at Central.
You spent some time at Central.
Last Christmas?
Okay then. Nurse Betty, we have a serious situation here. These people have been working since the crack of dawn without so much as a sip of tea.
Oh, where's the kettle?
I'll take you through.
Oh, well, I'll get my handbag.
Why not? You need all the love and support you can get right now.
I have you girls.
Of course. It's not the same, is it? Just call Fraser. You know, tell him what's going on, at least.
He is not part of my life, Tanya. He doesn't need to know.
He could be part of your life if you let him.
I don't deserve him.
What do you mean? He'd be lucky to be with you.
What we were doing was wrong. You reap what you sow.
Ma, I don't know God personally, but I am sure he is not punishing you. So can you please stop thinking...
I can't do this now.
Are you supposed to be in jail?
Perks of being a narc. I'm allowed out when I want. Just have to do it on the sly. They caught Kane. I don't know if you heard. They tracked him down after the raid, and he's locked up now. So you don't have to worry.
That's great.
The wife tales are pretty much finished. I thought you'd be a bit more pleased.
If the gang's finished, why are you still sneaking around like this?
Some of the boys are still playing hardcore. Think they need Utu. It's better if they think I'm still in custody till they chill out. Realize it's all over.
Well, isn't it dangerous for you to be here then?
I wanted to make sure you were okay. I didn't tell anyone you gave me the password. Not the cops, not the gang, so you're sweet. You won't have to testify in court or worry about the gang coming after you. You're safe now.
Thanks. For looking out for me.
Well, I guess that's it then. See you.
Are you alright, Mike?
Tough time for you. How are you holding up? Did your meeting with Callan go okay?
I've got your number, Ethan. You're a vicious creep, and it won't be long before everyone else knows it too.
Does that mean you wouldn't consider switching teams for me? Even if I made your job easy, because that's your type, isn't it?
It was you. You set me up.
Oh, it wasn't hard. Sexually frustrated lesbians are such easy targets.
You bastard!
That's enough!
Dancer and choreographer Jean Butler leaves her home stateside to return to Westport, County Mayo for the gathering tonight at 7 here on RTE1.